Are your ulcerative colitis symptoms proving difficult to manage? Tremfya guselkumab can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. At 1 year, many patients taking Tremfya achieved clinical remission, and some patients also achieved endoscopic remission. Individual results may vary. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor if Tremfya can help you manage the cycle of UC symptoms. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Today, the beverage aisle looks a lot different than it used to. America's beverage companies are working together. We're delivering the options everyone wants. In fact, nearly 60% of beverages Americans buy have zero sugar. You'll find more variety than ever, including more of your favorites, now available with zero sugar. You'll also find more sizes and clear calorie information on the front of every can, bottle, and pack. We know when it comes to finding balance, the more choices, the better.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
Let's party each and every year on Christmas Eve, where the fun and cocktail shrimp don't seem to end. Clark and Robbie taking turns on the TV screen, laughing, singing, yelling with all of our friends. Well, it's Christmas, let the parties go spread the holiday cheer.
So Dylan,
Yes.
I may have lost my voice the other day, and I kind of, if I try hard enough, I can hit a Barry White, Morgan Freeman level of bass.
Ooh.
And I want to try something right here. Is I want to try to sum up the plot of Robbie the Reindeer very quickly for you.
Okay. I'm I'm leaning into my speakers.
Yeah, here we go.
Here it is.
Robbie the Reindeer tells a story of a reindeer named Robbie who was Rudolph's son, and he thought that through
We're
nepotism.
not allowed to mention that name.
Sorry, he believed through nepotism that somehow he would get to pull Santa's sleigh, but unfortunately, Robbie got lazy. Robbie got fat. Robbie couldn't pull the sleigh, so it's up to Robbie to win the reindeer games, and he tries. But he still fails, in a shocking twist. However, beneficial to Robbie, Blitzen is caught using performance-enhancing drugs and thus kicked off the sleigh. And this might seem like some bullshit I'm making up, but no, baby.
Nope.
That's just the plot to Robbie the Reindeer, Hooves of Fire.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm going to grade your accent or your impression there just a bit. So, very good narration voice. Towards the end there, you got very hello baby. And that was not bleeding through the whole thing. I will also say you had a little bit of a Liverpool accent in there as well, where we are the Beatles. Robbie the Reindeer.
Robbie.
Robbie
So-
the Reindeer.
So, Dylan, have you seen this prior to me picking this?
I saw this when it was first airing somehow, some way. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't just on BBC. I feel like it had played somewhere else.
So here's the story, and I hope you didn't do any research on this.
I have not done any research.
Perfect. So,
Yeah.
this originally aired on December 25th, 1999, as part of the BBC Comic Relief special.
Okay.
It then got picked up by CBS, who was doing replays of it, And then, and this is the part that I think is crazy, in 2002, CBS decided to redub it with American actors voicing the characters.
That's what I've seen.
So the version with the American actors had Ben Stiller as Robbie.
Yes.
Britney Spears as Donner.
Was that the one I was supposed to watch?
No. We watched
thank
the
God.
British one.
Okay.
Hugh Grant as Blitzen, Brad Garrett as Prancer,
Yeah.
and Jerry Stiller as the voice of Old Jingle.
Oh my God, this is that.
Yeah.
I was, dude, all morning. All right, so peek behind. I watched this morning. I 100% was like, I remember this, but I don't remember this. Because I remember being a kid and seeing like all of the other reindeer and not liking that animation. And I was like, meh. But when this was like shown and the American actors, and I was that kid, I was the South Park kid. So I was like, no, this is going to be fucking raunchy reindeer and Santa.
Well,
and that's the last thing I remember about this.
What made you think that it was going to be raunchy? That all of the reindeer that are men have very predominant belly buttons and the girls have boobs?
Yeah. Yeah. So as a kid, I was like, dude, no, Robbie that's not your parents' Santa Claus claymation special. So I was all in as a kid. And I, again, vaguely remember the different voices as Americans, and that is weird that you bring that up because that has unlocked something that I hadn't connected before. I was like, oh my God, I've fucking seen this before, but I've never heard it. Like this is
you never heard the original voice acting, which is
not
Steve
until this
Coogan.
morning.
Yeah, Steve Coogan is the voice of Blitzen, and my favorite casting.
Steve Coogan, underappreciated.
Oh, very underappreciated.
Underappreciated.
My favorite casting in the entire thing is obviously Seal voicing a seal singing the song "Crazy." Brilliant stunt casting there. But yeah, I wanted to make sure we called that out early on because there might be some people who are like, "Oh, maybe I did watch this." I never even fucking heard of this until, again, my same group of friends that I watched Letterkenny with.
Yeah.
COVID Christmas, they're like, "You've got to watch this Robbie and the Reindeer thing on
That's
YouTube."
wild.
Apparently, there's like a second and maybe even a third episode of Robbie the Reindeer.
That's what I've seen.
But like, this is the only one I've personally watched. I will say this: I showed this to Barb this past Christmas. Was not into it. And I made her a promise, and I kept to this promise even for recording this, that I would never watch it with the boys around because there's too high of a risk that the boys would see it, like it, and then want to watch it all the time. And like, Barb has a very kill it with fire perspective on watching these claymation reindeer that freak her out. So,
Really? I was curious as to what.
it's just the look of the claymation.
I thought this
bothers
was awesome.
I think that this is so much fun.
This was so much fun.
And
we watched it in bed on my phone. Like, we didn't feel like getting up, so I just pulled it up on my phone, watched the whole thing like that. It was awesome.
There's some just fun lines of dialogue, even like right out the gate, right? So like Robbie takes the bus to the North Pole and like slips down this hill, and he like acquires snow and tree debris as he enters the cabin, and no one knows what he is, and someone's like, "What's that?" And I think it's Donner goes, "It looks like a rare and endangered species," and another reindeer goes, "Cool, let's kill it."
Yep.
And then Robbie's line of dialogue I love, he goes, "You can call me Robbie because that's my name." But what we find out is that Robbie is in fact the son of Rudolph, whose name is not to be spoken in the presence of Blitzen.
Nope. I don't think it comes out. Do they say the full name?
Yeah, they basically just
point?
start to. I think they just refer to his father, and we all kind of know what that means.
Every time somebody's about to say Rudolph, somebody blocks their mouth. Usually Blitzen, even when he's not in the scene. Like, that's one of my favorite bits. Is we're doing the two sportscasters, which are a snowman and a Yeti. And they're sitting there, and he's like, "Yup, that's the son of Root." And you see Blitzen's hand come in and stop him, and then it pans back, and they're both looking around like, "Where the fuck did that go?" come
Yeah.
from. I love stupid shit like that.
Empower.
Claire is practicing her breathing for her upcoming yoga retreat in Bali. Has she ever done yoga before? No. But Claire worked with Empower on her savings and investment strategy. She got good at money, so she can be a little bad. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Join our 19 million customers today at empower.com.
Past performance is not indicative of future returns. Investing involves risks. You may lose money. Advisory services are provided for a fee by Empower Advisor Group, LLC, EAG, a registered investment advisor with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Om Namaste.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Forget the frustration of picking commerce platforms when you switch your business to Shopify, the global commerce platform that supercharges your selling wherever you sell. With Shopify, you'll harness the same intuitive features, trusted apps, and powerful analytics used by the world's leading brands. Sign up today for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/tech, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/tech.
In a way, it ends where it begins.
Very insightful.
Thank you for sharing this Red Baron with us, Linda. It's so tasty, it makes me want to share something of my own. I didn't actually read the book.
Me neither.
I watched the movie last night.
I judged it by its cover.
I haven't read a book since middle school.
I'm secretly seeing 2 other book clubs.
And I can't even read.
I'm not really Gary. He just paid me to be here. Sharing Red Baron pizza can lead to more sharing.
Here it is, guys. Welcome to my hometown's video store.
Sweet, I didn't even know these still existed.
Well, they haven't had a new release since like 2004, but it's still standing. Why don't you guys look around and rent something? It's on me.
Okay, I'm done.
What?
I got the best of 1987, RoboCop, Lethal Weapon, and Predator.
Predator's good, but Predator 2 is better.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, all those old action films, the sequels are better. RoboCop 2, Predator 2, Highlander 2.
Can't argue with Highlander 2.
Do they have any anime?
Yep, if you look, it's right over there.
That's like 5 tapes.
Yeah, welcome to the Midwest.
Steve, what are you renting?
I'll probably rent some bad sci-fi. Maybe something with Will Smith.
Nice. Get some Tim Burton Planet of the Apes while you're at it.
Isn't that the one where you wanted to bang the girl monkey?
Welcome to Analog Jones in the Temple of Film. I'm Steve.
I'm Chris.
I'm Brad.
We are a VHS podcast that breaks down the box art, trailers, and behind the scenes. Do you miss the old days before the internet when you only talked about the films you watched with your friends? We watch these old tapes and look for cool trailers, bizarre promos, and break them down for your entertainment.
If you like sweaty action movies, crappy sci-fi, or schlocky horror films and hate reading, listen to Analog Jones.
Sometimes we even do research and get our facts right on these old movies.
Even if we don't, it's on the internet. It's facts now.
So search for Analog Jones and find us in anything that plays podcast.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel duped as a kid. I'm like, you motherfuckers, this is a redub.
Yeah, that's like literally what it is. It was fucking nonsense, unprofessional bullshit.
These Americans won't understand this English.
Yeah, well, listen, we struggle with it, baby. We
Hey,
struggle.
I posted the other day, 54% of American adults read it under 6th grade level.
Yeah, it's not great. Anyway, so Blitzen does not want Robbie anywhere near the sleigh. His perspective is that his father's fame has overshadowed all of the reindeer, and now we're getting this other red-nosed leader, and he's just sick of it. He doesn't want that anymore. And Robbie's nose isn't that it glows, but it's that it has an impeccable sense of direction.
Yep.
So they do a trick where they spin
him into fucking different places.
Yeah, like it just tells him where to go. So Blitzen's plan is to push against Robbie's laziness and let him get fat, and then gift Santa a state-of-the-art new sled that has a guiding satellite. And the solution for justifying the extra weight that satellite would be is that we'll just cut one of the reindeer from the sleigh, and it'll be whoever's the most out of shape, which is obviously Robbie.
Going to be Robbie.
Now, keeping Robbie from being on the sleigh, not enough for Blitzen, who then goes one step further and is like, I want him to leave. So he basically is just like, it's all right. You don't get to pull the sleigh. It's, you've ruined your dad's legacy, and, no one will want to ever be around you ever again, but it's fine. And Robbie
in
gets
very Steve Coogan fashion.
Steve Coogan fashion.
It's so good. Oh, my God. I love him so much.
And Robbie gets depressed, and he leaves, and then immediately Blitzen gets to fuck the shit out of Vixen.
Yeah, dude, let me just say, as a kid, Vixen made me feel things, man.
I'm sure she did. She makes Robbie feel things. Robbie can't speak
her?
around her. Yeah, with her tiny little claymation boobies. Yeah,
it's so weird. It's
so weird.
It's so weird.
But yeah, Robbie can't even get words out when he's in Vixen's presence. He's so overwhelmed by how attractive he finds her. That's a plot point later on.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we've got Donner, who
Yeah.
is also in love. Is in love.
Clearly
with
into
Robbie.
Clearly into Robbie. Robbie gets frozen in ice and stolen by elves who think that he's food that they can eat. I love how insane these elves look.
Dude, the elves look insane. Were we implying that Mrs. Claus is just Santa Claus, but a woman version? Like, you saw, like, them or her with the beard, right? And then they also had a baby with a beard. Like, okay, I just wanted to be clear. There's a Mrs. Claus that is just Santa in a dress.
Yeah. Anyway, so Robbie, they decide not to eat Robbie, but instead gift him work in the toy shop.
Yes.
But he's really bad at he's bad at the assembly line.
Yeah, not great.
So
at
they
it.
fire him and make him a janitor, but he's bad at sweeping because he wants to make toys, and he makes these nightmare toys that are like,
it's the Sid toys from fucking Toy Story.
100%. One is like a whale with 2 arms instead of fins and a third
like,
arm.
ape.
And then a monkey with tentacles.
Yeah.
So they're like, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to downgrade you from the janitor. And he's like, what could be lower than wiping floors? And they are now laying him across a forklift and using his antlers to lift up crates, which leads to a great line when Donner walks into the shop for something. She goes, man, there's something really familiar about that forklift. And this is where
so
Donner and Robbie, they join forces, and she's like, look, you got to get in shape. You got to win the reindeer games. Let's go visit old Jingle, who is just like this crazed, insane, like he's Yoda, right? Like he's this hermit former reindeer, and he's just the best. His house is on the top of a hill. Like, it's so insane.
And by like his house is on the top of a hill, it's on top of
on a peak.
On a peak of a mountain, just swaying back and forth. And like they have to climb on his door to get in. It's fucking amazing.
Robbie learns stamina. He learns how to run. He learns how to jump. He learns how to use the nose jump, which lets the nose guide him.
Nose jump, which was obviously him being Obi-Wan every 100%. Time he did it.
Every single time. But then the house comes tumbling down and crushes old Jingle as Robbie goes off to do the reindeer games. And because Robbie's a good person, he goes, I've got to save old Jingle. That's more important than being in this race.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite lines. Is like, the house is trying to kill me. The house is on fucking top of him. It's so good.
So he runs over, and the only way that he's able to save Jingle is with his shit-ass toys that the elves have held on to, because he's able to use the fist on the top of the whale to pry the house up, and then the monkey ape to hold it steady so he can pull him out. So he pulls Jingle out, runs back, and even though Blitzen is 3 laps ahead of Robbie, he's able to get neck and neck.
Yeah.
And it's in that neck and neck that Blitzen wins by a nose.
Yep.
However, this doesn't stop Robbie.
Nope.
Robbie is now in love with Donner. And Vixen has no power over him, because Vixen's like, you're going to drop out of the games, because I asked you to.
Yeah.
But he uses the nose jump, and he almost beats Blitzen.
That's true.
But then he crushes in every category.
He proceeds to complete every category, and I believe break all of their records.
Break every record. And then this is where I wasn't lying. We see Blitzen use some performance-enhancing drugs before the reindeer games.
Yep.
And after everything's over, you see an official come over and start talking to Blitzen, and it's just heavily implied, they caught that he was using, that he was juicing before this. And as a congratulations for his outstanding performance, Santa gives him the keys to the sleigh, and Robbie takes it to the moon so that him and Donner can have a date staring at Earth from space.
I was really hoping we could get like a little Wallet and Gromit Easter egg. Like Robbie just pulls off a piece of the moon and starts munching on it because it's made of cheese. Like anything. I really thought it was coming. This is perfect.
It's so delightful.
I am, because of me performing in Noises Off, I'm like at the peak of my give me all sorts of British humor, and this hit absolutely perfect. I am very curious to revisit the American version just to see.
Yeah, I feel
what
like
the
I need to
differences
do it.
are.
I don't think we can do an episode on it. I feel like it'd be a lot of us just repeating these beats, but I want to watch that out of curiosity, and then I think we should definitely do the other 2 Robbie movies at some point.
And hopefully they're just as good.
But this is fantastic.
This
It's
is
so
amazing. This
it's
is so good.
our sense of humor.
It's so quick. It's 27 minutes. You're in and out. Like, it's just so, it's witty.
Yeah.
The bits aren't what I originally thought it was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
when
just
I
very
was,
snappy. It's
when I was a kid, I was expecting like the adult cartoons that they're trying to get over on Fox.
Honestly, the most adult thing is the implication that Blitzen's about to fuck Vixen.
Yeah,
Like,
and their reindeer boobs.
Yeah,
which
that's
I
like
wouldn't
it.
want to explain to a child.
No, for certain. But Dylan, you know what, buddy?
Yes.
You make my nose jump.
Oh, do the nose jump. Do the nose jump.
Oh, whoa, oh, now we won't stop till the big ball drops on New Year's. Hop, hop, happy holly, have a great, great, great holly, have a merry, 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 happy holiday.
This episode is brought to you by Prime Video. In the small town of Holland, Michigan, nothing is ever what it seems. Behind the tulip festivals and pretty houses lay dark secrets that threaten to tear a marriage apart. Nicole Kidman stars in this darkly twisted thriller about a wife and mother whose quest to uncover her husband's secrets may get her more than she bargained for. Holland, streaming on Prime Video March 27th.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.